All right. Yo, can y'all hear me? Yeah, I see a little action in the chat already. Okay. All right. What's good, everybody? What's good? Uh-oh. Yeah, Josh is looking like one of them games, baby. I definitely think it is, man. 7 looking fired up. Got that nice thing rolling. Hey, yo, and what do y'all think about the end of that half, man? Alex Smith taking the ball, running off field. Crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that ever. Jay Waller, 412 in the building. What's good? Zach, what's good? Without a doubt, Dark Realms, without a doubt. Unreal, man. But look, if that's the only 3 points they got, I'm not tripping. Anyways, y'all know my score prediction going to be right. I said, what, 28-17, I think it was? I'm feeling it. We're looking good right now, man. It's going to happen. Peyton, what up, baby? What up? Hey, Woody and Saucer, you are 100% right. They did hit us with the loophole. In fact, if I'm Randy Fiegner, I'm seeing that, I'm saving that. And down the line, if we need it, I'm telling Ben, hey, look, man, take the ball with you off the field so we got time to burn, you know? That's how it's going to work. Hey, Brandon, no, we will. A little bit of a slow start, but trust me, Washington is a good team. Like, their record sitting at 4-7, they're not going to scare you, but they are just a technically sound, fundamentally sound team. But either way, man, we rolling. Hey, Moneybags, they better not score 17. Not looking like that. And then you think about the fact, man, that Antonio Gibson went out so early in the game. He is a pivotal part of their offense, man. The way him and Terry McLaurin, they're kind of like how we used to be with Bell and AB, man. Yeah, well, without him, man, I don't see them getting to 17 today, baby. Mr. Blake and what's that? Blake and Watch? What's God? Matt Nerdy in the building. I like it. Hey, Trent, I see what you're saying, man. I do think, though, I like his demeanor, but, man, we got to get a little bit more movement up front, man. That's been killing him a little bit right now, especially down in that goal line stop, man. Yeah, we just weren't getting enough push up front, man. But it's going to happen, though. We're good. JJB Tech, just a little bit, man, just briefly. I'm hoping, though, man, at halftime they make them adjustments up front. But we knew that Washington, man, their front was going to be good. We talked about that a little bit, man. Chase Young, Montez Sweat, those guys are very productive, man, and we've seen them be a little disruptive so far in this game, man. 800 day, man, without a doubt, man. We definitely will get more of these, man. We got some stuff in the works to do some more of these like live watch parties and stuff, and some more just lifestyle content style things as well, man. So, but yeah, man, stay tuned though, man. I'm gonna definitely, give you some tips on, some of the things we got coming up in the future. Joey, in terms of why they gave up at the end of the half, I think after the field goal, well, excuse me, I don't think they were giving up, man. I just think that last pass they had to really flip the field at the end of the game, at the end of the half or whatever, to get them in range, that's kind of what changed it. But honestly, if Joe makes that tackle, we're not even worried about them kicking the field goal. Hey, Mr. Steele for 7th. Rosie, that's my dog, baby. Hey, man, 4-5, he gonna make a hole, baby. Hey, Tim, in terms of should we have a running game coordinator, I could definitely see a scenario where you do have something like that. I'm not opposed to it, but at the same time, I still feel like this is looking like a lot more personnel related than scheme related. I still like some of the things I'm seeing on tape in terms of the schematics with these running formations and the blocking assignments. But right now, we're just not winning enough across the board. And I think that's going to be the biggest issue that we're running into right now with the run game. But we're very fortunate, man, because we got 7. Hey, we could get over a lot of that type of stuff, man. And that's what's been happening right now. Hey, Cloud Blue, man, I appreciate the love, but trust me, man, this is about the only suiting up I'm doing, baby. I come in here, I put my little hat on, I got my candy, got me something to drink on. And other than that, I'm good, baby. That's all I got for you. But definitely need Pouncey back, man. And hopefully, once the COVID stuff passes for him, man, he'll be back out there, man. He is a huge piece to the offensive line, man. But JC has been looking good, though, especially in the pass pro, man, which is very important because we know even if you can't run the ball, you got to protect 7, baby. Got to. Still curtain 47, the fullback dive. I'm not opposed to it. I'm not. I still feel like, man, we got just more push. Or even when you're talking about a 4th and 1 type of situation, I still love the quarterback sneak. We've seen it a little bit, throughout these past 2 years with Randy Fichtner taking over. I would have loved to see it right there as well, though. Nicholas, yes. TJ has my vote as well. I know people over there on the West Coast talking about Aaron Donald. I don't care. Give it to my man TJ. Straight like that. Hey, shout out, Mark. I appreciate you, man. I love this hat. I've heard it being called a sombrero. I think that's hat in Spanish. I just like it, man. I feel like I'm on vacation. I feel like I'm about to cut the grass. I feel like I'm about to cook on the grill. I just feel like this is the perfect scenario for everything. And it's undefeated right now. So we're going to keep that thing rolling, baby. Hey, Trenton, Matt Filer is one of the strongest guys on that team, man. It's crazy, man. He's like a rock, just straight muscle. It's crazy, man. And awesome cat, too, man. Really, really good dude. Super humble, man. And yeah, actually, man, y'all heard the interview that we did with him, man. Just an overall hard worker, really good guy, though, man. Very proud of him. Very. The Wendini. Shout out to the name too. I like that. But from what I see, man, Highsmith has looked good in terms of his effort. I love the chase down play he had on Terry McLaurin on the sideline, man. I thought that was big. Ultimately, I want to see him be a little bit more active with his rush right now, man. He's been, I think, just a little bit too passive when he's rushing. Now, Morgan Moses is a big guy. That's who he's going up against. But I would love to see him really take the action to him, man. Don't be as – it's almost like he's timid or respect him a little bit too much right now. But other than that, man, I think he's doing really good. Man, how many sacks do we have tonight? I think we're sitting at 3. We got 3 right now. Yeah, we have, let's see, Tuitt has 1, TJ has 1, and I'm drawing a blank. I think somebody else had 1 earlier on. So we're sitting at 3. The crazy Robloxian squad. Shout out to the name, man. My kids actually love Roblox. They're obsessed with it. But that's dope, though, man, that your brother had a class with young Matt. What's that over at Bloomsburg? Yeah. Come on, baby. Hey, Andrew, Claypool was up there, bro. It's crazy. I mean, and Claypool just in general, he's a freaky athlete, man. You look at a guy that tall, that big with his frame, but his ability to jump and run, man, he is special. Hey, Hunter, without a doubt, man. Special teams has been huge. And shout out to the special teams captain, man. One of my good friends, Jordan Dangerfield, man. You saw he's been able to draw 2 big penalties in this game, man. So, yeah, special teams, man, when they play well, it helps us out in a big way as we're seeing right now, man. Good little backed up drive going right here, and shout out to TJ. I mean, it's always TJ, right? He's always making a play. Whether if he doesn't make the play, he's drawing the flag. So either way, he's impacting the game, man. Man, I'm liking what Juju's doing right now, man. I want to see him get a little bit more involved, but honestly, that's the beauty of our receivers and why I kind of said before that I don't necessarily feel we have a true number 1 because right now, James Washington has really been the guy tonight, whereas we've seen in the past couple weeks, it was Juju, then we saw Deontay, then we've seen Claypool. They just kind of, flavor of the week, man, but I'm loving what James is doing tonight. And for Juju, man, like I said, man, for him, he always makes plays when we need him, so he's going to be ready to go. But shout out to this defense tonight, though, man. This defense has been balling out, man. To me, even when the offense was kind of slow early on, the defense, man, was doing a great job with just forcing 3 and outs, not really allowing lengthy drives from Washington, man. Great job by the defense. Hey, shout out to, I think it's Capo, all the way in Hawaii. Aloha. I cannot wait to go to Hawaii, by the way, man. I was really upset. I was supposed to take a trip out there with my family this year, and COVID kind of got in the way of that thing, man. But yeah, I definitely look forward to checking out Hawaii soon. Oh, okay. Manual, man, about the officiating tonight, they're officials. You know how that goes. They're never going to be good. All right. I personally, I don't like officials. It's something about the stripes. It just rubs me the wrong way. But they haven't done anything too brutal outside of the Alex Smith letting him walk off the field with the football snafu situation. Other than that, they've been fine, man. You give me a one or two holding calls on TJ. I like that. Anytime we get special teams penalties in our favor, I like that a lot also. Jesus Christ, I love that name, man. Glory be to God. But shout out to you, man, all the way in Orlando, man. Shoot, speaking of Orlando, I wanted to go to Orlando too, man. I need to go back to Disney World. Oh man, what is going on? Oh Lord, oh no. See, that's the only thing right now, man. When you're talking about the football team, right? The Washington football team, we said they're a very fundamental group, right? So you see right here, man, they got hat on the hat, nothing that's going to wow you, right? That play wasn't anything crazy, but very fundamentally sound. You see the lineman downfield picking up blocks, no blocks in the backs, head across, or head in front of these defenders. Just a really good job. But as long as we do what we're supposed to do in terms of making our open field tackles and fitting up some of those plays properly, that doesn't happen. So we're going to be fine. Oh, yeah, man. Big time shout out to Robert Spillane, man. That's my dude. He's been balling, man. Tell you, man, it's crazy. The story with Spillane, too, man. Just how he comes here. Nobody really expects anything. I mean, I remember being on the Steelers cruise with them last year. And even then, I mean, people were still just like trying to learn who he is or who he was and things like that because he was new. But now, man, you fast forward to December, and now this dude is out here making big time plays, taking full advantage of his opportunity, man. I'm really proud of him, man. It's just an awesome thing to see guys like that, man, that really just work hard and are just football purists and see this type of stuff happen for him, man. Mm-hmm. AJ Waller, without a doubt, man, they got to wrap up. That's the fundamental stuff we're talking about, though, man. When you got the fundamentals down pat, you're good. But right now, man, when you get just a little bit lackadaisical, you're not on the screws 100% of the time, that's how this type of stuff happens, man. Hey, Cloud Blue, talk to him, man. Hit them likes, baby. I like it. Mm-mm. Hey, Ryan Kellerman, come on now. It's about to happen. We need that Minka pick. You know he do. He is definitely due an interception, man. All right, so still Curtin. That's a good question. In terms of like you said, do you think we're not starting Avery Williamson because we already starting Vince at strong side? Honestly, I think the biggest reason why Avery hasn't seen the field more is not because of Vince. Vince is who he is, but Spillane, he's the guy, man. He's been playing really well since this opportunity has arose for him. And honestly, when we made the trade, it was still a little bit of a question mark in terms of what Spillane could bring to the table. Oh man, he looks like he is down now. Speaking of, geez. Hopefully it's nothing serious, man. Gosh, hope it's not serious. Jeez, good PBU. We got to see what happened on that landing, man. Look like a little friendly fire. He'll be all right. I think he's good. But yeah, man, speaking of Avery Williamson, I mean, we're going to get this opportunity now. But honestly, the biggest reason why Avery hasn't been out there more is due to the play of Robert Spillane, man. He's been really good. You talk about a guy that doesn't commit penalties. He's very fundamentally sound. And the two things that he does great, and we talked about this a little bit in our interview with him, he doesn't get beat to his leverage side, and he is competitive away from his leverage side. Those are key things to playing in this defense and ultimately playing under Coach Tomlin. He wants guys that can do that. And Robert Spillane's been doing that at a high level since he's taken over. So that's the biggest reason why we haven't seen as much Avery Williamson yet. But, I mean, just think about it. You got Avery Williamson on your bench. That's a good situation right there, man. That's good. We know we got that in the hole. We know whenever that his number is called, he's going to be in there performing at a high level. Hey, Eli, man, shout out Eli Mullen. What do I think of the field goal situation? Well, if you're talking about the Washington football team's full field goal situation, I thought it was crazy, man. I was not a fan of it, but vet move by Alex Smith, and shout out to Dustin Hopkins also, man, the kicker for Washington, man. We were up in Buffalo together as well. Me, him, Jordan Dangerfield. There's a little blast from the past right there. But in terms of our kicking situation, it's crazy to see Boz kind of just pop up with that the hip injury late in the week like that, man. But hopefully he'll be back. It won't be nothing long term. But Matt Wright, so far so good. If this your NFL debut, kicking, Monday Night Football or Monday afternoon, early night field goal situation, man, I'm not opposed to it. I like it. A Trenton, yes, without a doubt. Oh man, come on. Okay. Hey, Brian, without a doubt, man. All right, I feel like that might have been enough time that everybody has seen the play. But man, that was a good catch by Logan, man. But ultimately, I would have loved to seen that be picked. It was a good job by Cam Sutton. Just first off, rolling back, like he was in the cover two and just sinking back on that to be competitive to it. I have to see it from the from obviously like the all 22 copy a little bit further out. But yeah, I like how he was competing for that ball. I would have loved to see him come down with it though. Hey, Captain Spartan, come on, man. You know we got this. We make goal line stops. This is what we do. Ooh, amazing finish. That right there, that is a big time stop right there, baby. I like this. That's how you finish right there, ladies and gents. That's how you finish. When you're in those type of positions right there, if you cannot get your head around for the pick, you got to play through the hands. Great technique, great fundamentals by Joe. That's why Joe is Joe. That's why he's been doing it for so long, man. He understands that. You got to know. All right, if I'm in phase and I can touch that receiver, then I can look back for the ball. If I cannot, I'm looking at those hands. When the hands rise and those eyeballs get big, now I'm shooting my hands through there. That's a big time stop, though, right there, man. Big time stop. Yeah, Captain. Yeah, I got you. Hey, Shovel One. Shout out to Big Joe, man. Big Joe doing his name, man. I'm telling you, man. I always get excited when we get to talk about Joe because I feel him like 1,000%, man. Anytime you go from a situation where you're not as successful from a team standpoint and you come to that Steelers organization, man, it is no better feeling, man. Just some of the different, in terms of just the stability, same coaching staff, general managers. I mean, you see why guys play so well when they come here, man. So, yeah, this is beautiful right here. I'm loving it. Oh, man. Ah! Come on, baby. Come on. Yeah. Yeah. McKenzie did a good job, though, selling it, though, man. He definitely did a good job of selling it. Hey, Tristan, man, so what was it like playing for Coach T, man? It was awesome. He's one of my favorite coaches ever. Just in general, man, like the respect that I have for him and just everything he did for not only me, but my family, man. Oh, it's a great guy. But the thing, man, when you're playing with Coach T, people try to put a knock on him and talk about him being a player's coach in a negative sense. But I love that fact about him because he knows how to relate to you. Oh man. That sucks right there. All right, all right. We ain't even tripping. We're not tripping on that. Broken clock right twice a day, so we ain't tripping. But back to Coach Tito, man. He's one of those guys that he knows how to relate to you. He knows how to motivate you. He understands what your goals are and ultimately how to push you to those things, man. And he's not afraid to admit when he's wrong, nor is he afraid to receive a good idea from someone. I mean, you get some coaches, they don't want the players to give them the idea. They don't want the good idea to come from a different coach. They want it all to come from them. Whereas with Coach T, he's never been that type of guy, man. He's so humble and confident in who he is that if I come up to him with an idea and he feels like it's a good idea as well, he doesn't mind putting that in there and ultimately communicating that with the team as well. And that's why I feel like so many of the guys love to play for him, and they know that they can trust him because he's going to trust them the same way, man. Steve, will do, man. Shout out to Lori. What up, what up, what up? Hey, Robert, you're right, man. Definitely he need to be coach of the year, man. And that's, hey, listen, when you're around Coach T, you don't even have, I was around him, what, for 4 years, and obviously still now as a retired guy, always in the facility doing media stuff. You never forget those Tomlinisms. For me, man, I think my favorite one still is it's tough. I got a lot of them now. But I love the one about you can't put Jello back in the box. I always try to just visually thinking of like just green Jello for some reason. It's a mix of like Jurassic Park scene with the Jello, but I think of that and trying to put it back in the box. And he's like, yo, once the Jello comes out, you can't put it back in the box. Like, this dude's crazy. I don't even know what it means, but I like it. I like it. DK, always go Bills. You know that, baby. Yes, indeed, man. That's where I got the start at, man. Always got love for Bills Mafia. Hey, Dark Realms, man. No, offense gonna come out fire, man. We're good. Trust me, man. I feel like they were heating up towards the end of the half, and we've seen that too with this offense, especially when you're talking about an offense that's so pass heavy. The getting in rhythm, I'm realizing that does take a little bit more time. So typically, when you're able to run the ball like how you want to, you never have to worry about that rhythm element from a passing standpoint because typically it isn't as obvious. Whereas right now, man, when you're not running and you're solely dependent on passing, I mean, I think we have 13 passes in a row. When you're doing it to that level, everyone has to be in sync early on because you can't have a okay pass play. I mean, when you're throwing the ball like this, you got to catch it. Otherwise you're sitting here at 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10, and that's not a good situation. Hey, Hunter, shout out to that. Hey, Mike Tomlin's Jello for the fantasy name. I like that. Hey, Zach, man, I personally win it, man. I don't think any of us anticipated Chase Claypool becoming what he has this soon. I thought we figured he was going to be a good player, but I mean, what he's been able to do since coming to the league right now, I think he's leading the team in receiving yards. Obviously, he's leading the team in touchdowns. He's been able to do some really impressive things. But, I mean, obviously, J.K. has been very productive as well over in Baltimore. He's finally beat out Mark Ingram, it looks like, as well. So it's going to be interesting, man. But I definitely think we won, though, in terms of going Claypool over J.K. Mm-hmm. Hey, Massey, I need a Ray McLeod touchdown, man. I need one. He's the longest overdue. I've been calling for it. I need it to happen now. Come on, man. We finally got the Edmonds pick. Now I need that Ray touchdown on the special teams element, baby. Hey, Tristan. So, how did I meet Deke? My dog. Yeah, my main man. Deke. Man, but I met him through a mutual friend when I was just starting out for the podcast. Well, actually, I wasn't even doing a podcast. I was just strictly doing what the Arthur Moat show, right? And if you look like at the beginning of that playlist, you would see it was like from a camera, like an iPhone. I would have it on selfie mode, and I was just talking into it, right? Really short clips. And I wanted to take it to the next level. I wanted to make it look a little bit more professional. So I had hit up one of my friends just asking like, man, do you know anybody that's doing, filming and editing, production type stuff? And sure enough, man, he was like, I got this. I got these 2 guys I want you to meet. All right. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to meet these 2 cats, man, and we'll see if it's good or not. And initially, the guy that I was supposed to go meet, the first guy, he ended up canceling as I'm on the way. So I don't even realize like this is the second guy that my friend wanted me to meet. So I literally, as I'm pulling up, I'm just kind of like, all right, this could be a complete waste. Maybe I shouldn't even show up to the meeting, man, who knows? And for some reason, I walked in, ended up sitting down. We ended up talking. I had never seen his work before, anything like that. But Man, he was like, look, man, I'll do this first month for free. And if it works out, man, we'll roll from there. And ever since then, man, it worked out perfect. And here we are, 2 years later now. So it's been good, man. Shout out to Juju. That's a tough catch, man. That's a tough catch. All right, let's see what we got. What we have. I like it. Now, I will say this. I'm a little bit biased now, okay? Number 20, that's my boy from JMU, Jimmy Moreland. So forgive me for not being too hype about this flag because I don't want it on my guy. But other than that, though, don't play by Juju. And you see that catch right there, how he's holding the ball up like that, man? That is tough. That is tough. He does it so often that we become just accustomed to it and think that that's normal. That is not normal, man. That is very difficult to do. Mm. Mm-hmm. Hey, Brandy, does Big Ben have any cartilage left? Man, listen, Brandy. This dude, his body, I don't know how he wakes up and just continues to move like that. When you go down the list of how many injuries he's had from head to toe, it is crazy. But I feel like that's why we all love him. That's why we all respect him so much because he's so tough, because he plays through all of this and just continues to make it look like it's easy. So shout out to Seven on that, man. Oh, no. All right, come on now. We don't need that, JC. Oh, hey Hunter, my bad. Okay, so look, since I'm ahead of your stream, what I'm gonna do is this, man. After every play, I'm gonna wait about 10, 15 seconds. I feel like by then it should be showing up on your side, and then we'll go. I'm gonna accommodate you, baby. That's what I'm here to do. Accommodate. Without a doubt, toughest quarterback in the league. Come on now. Manuel, that's a good question though. In terms of is Mike Munchak dismissed with the O line? I do feel like he is missed. Even though Sean Surratt, who is the O line coach now, I think he's a great coach in terms of his work ethic. Just seeing him work his way up through the ranks, man. I remember him as a GA, just being the guy that will hold up the cards for the practice squad guys. And now to see him actually have his own position group is really impressive. But there obviously is a difference between him compared to Munchak. Munchak was the originator of it. He was the guy that set that standard. Now, I do also think that not only is his style a little bit different than Munchak in terms of what he will allow compared to Munchak, but also the players, man, they're a little bit older now and they don't have all the same pieces. You remember under Munchak, they had, let's see, Kelvin Beachum at first. Then from Beach, you go to Big Al. You think about you had Ramon Foster out there. You had Marcus Gilbert for a couple of years. Then from Gilbert, you went with Chris Hubbard. Then from Hubbard, you go to, let's see who. We went Zach Danner. Oh, no, we went Matt Fowler, then Zach Danner. So you could just see now at this stage, it's a little bit different in terms of the group. It's a different group than we're accustomed to. And the guys who have been here are a lot older now in terms of Pouncey, DeCastro, and Al. So I do think all of those things have really factored into the O-line and a little bit in terms of their play this year. Hey, Justin, absolutely. I love MMA. When it comes to sports, I mean, I love football. Obviously, that's my baby. I've been doing it my whole life. But basketball and MMA and boxing, honestly, I love combat sports. Something that I'm always watching. Even when I work out, I train MMA and boxing and stuff like that's my passion. I love it. Now, I would never get in the ring because I feel like you got to be a different type of just animal to do that. Like, I just can't get with it. But I love to watch it, man. Yeah. And honestly, man, we got I guess I'm gonna have another platform that I'm working on starting up for right now just because of where we're at from a subscriber standpoint. But it's called Patreon. and we're going to be doing a lot more of this, some of the lifestyle based content like that, talking some of the MMA, doing some more of our challenges, me and Deke, man. It's going to be a blast. We're also, it's a subscriber based content thing, man, but it's not going to be expensive at all. And we're also going to have where we're donating some of the proceeds, man, to the local food bank up here in Pittsburgh. So, but more details to come on that, man. We'll definitely let y'all know once we get to that stage, man. Mm-hmm. Hey, Brandon, that Spence Garcia fight. Oh man, whew, that was a good fight. I was surprised though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sure before the car crash with Earl Spence, we all would have assumed that he would have won. It'd have been easy, but it was just that unknown. Him coming out of the car crash, you didn't know what to expect from him, man. But thought he looked sharp out there, man. Good power, no ring rust, very impressive. And Danny Garcia is a good fighter, man. He is a champion level fighter for a reason, man. But yeah, it was definitely a good fight. Hey, Gabriel, I appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? Gotta have a little sauce on that. What up, KK? I see you in the back. It's my oldest right there. What up, though? Let's go. Let's go. We need a big play. Let's get a big play. Mm-hmm. Oh. So we're looking like a knee. All right. Okay. Hey, Rich. Hey, man, shout out to the Yinzer ladies, man. They got to be loud. That's how you watch games, man. If we're not loud, if we're not having a fun time, man, sometimes you got to have some obnoxious people. You need the nervous people. You need the people like me who never like get nervous, just get hyped the whole time. You got to have that mix, baby. That's how you watch the game. Mm-mm-mm. Uh-huh. Come on. Come on. Hey, so Captain Spartan, man, as a player, you get a ton of free stuff. And the thing that I also love as a player, man, you get it early too. Man, anything that I mean, we typically get stuff, a week or two in advance before, in terms of like the apparel, before it would go out to everyone else. And then also we would get custom one-off stuff. When the team was still majority owned by Legendary, the movie company, we would get very just awesome legendary Steeler combination gear that wasn't even available to the public, man. Awesome stuff, man. Hey, 301 Rap Chip, man. They struggled a little bit today, man. But the beauty is this: we know once they do catch it consistently, man, they're gonna take off. That's what they can do, man. We know that. But every once in a while, you go through these spells. We're all right. Oh yeah, I feel it. Mm-hmm. All right, I'm waiting. I'm not gonna just drop it yet. I'm hoping that by now y'all might have seen. All right, 1, 10. All right, I'm still counting. Can I react to it? Y'all let me know when I can react. All right. All right, I'm still waiting. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just waiting. All right. Y'all got it yet? I was sure. Oh, oh man, they go incomplete. That's crazy. But see, I was trying to do my best. I was thinking of all y'all. I said, nope, I'm not gonna throw it out there. Yeah. But shout out to the defense, though, man. Once again, defense is making big time plays time after time. And when you talk about the mark of a good team, it's about being able to have each other's back. If the offense is slacking for a little while, defense picks up the slack. If the defense, has a couple of errors, then the offense need to pick it up. And then same goes with special teams. You got to have all three units, man, working together in concert. That's another thing that Coach Tomlin constantly preaches about, man. Picking up the slack, having each other's back. And that's why these teams that Pittsburgh puts out are so competitive year in and year out. When you're able to work in concert, when you're able to make plays in all three phases of the game, man, you get this type of productivity. And we saw glimpses of it last year. I mean, let's be real. As stagnant and as much as our offense struggled last year, think about how tight these games were. That's because they still were able to execute in the other two phases and be competitive in those other two phases. And that's why they were able to constantly be in the conversation, sitting at 8-5, or 8-6 at one point in the season. 8-5 at one point in the season. But that's why, man, when you talk about being competitive in all three phases and constantly working together, constantly having each other's back, you get these type of teams and this type of productivity. Let's go, Ray. Hey, Captain Nubs. So this TV right here, this is not even my big one. I'm sitting on about a 50 one right here. My downstairs one, that's why I do some of the other videos and stuff at. That's the monster. I think it's an 87 down there. Yes, indeed, man. Hey, Brandy, without a doubt, coaching is a huge reason why the teams in Pittsburgh compete the way they do. When you think about Mike Tomlin, when you think about Bill Cowher, and obviously Coach Noel, those are three great leaders, three great motivators. They understand how to connect with their players. And granted, their styles are different. I mean, when you talk about Cowher to Tomlin, that's drastically different. But the one thing that all three of those guys that I just mentioned did so well, they know how to connect. And when you can connect and motivate, man, you can turn good players into great players. You turn great players into legendary players. But you can take average guys and get so much out of them. You can get every ounce of potential, every ounce of productivity out of a player. And that's why I feel like it's also so special here in Pittsburgh, and why the players speak so highly of the coaches that they play under because of that. Hey, DK, my favorite play of my Bills career. Come on, you already know this. Rookie year, playing against the Minnesota Vikings, man. My first time against Brett Favre. I will never forget it, man. Big time play, that hit on him, caused the turnover in the game. And then obviously the significance after the fact when he ends up not starting, and just the whole Iron Man streak being broken. Man, that will forever be my favorite play as a Buffalo Bill, man. It was awesome time. Hey, Matt Nerdy, without a doubt, man, you get 3 Hall of Fame coaches back to back, man. That is rare. I mean, I speak of my time in Buffalo and how, just in 4 years, we had 2 different head coaches, and then you make it an 8-year window, and they end up having 4 coaches during that time frame, man. To have 3 coaches back to back that are Hall of Fame guys, that you cannot take that for granted, man. That is rare, really, really rare. Aaliyah, who am I rooting for next week? Bills and Steelers. Come on now, man. I can't just be throwing all that out there right now. Y'all know who I'm rooting for. It's not a debate, man. We locked in right now, all right? Bills. Listen. The way I like to describe it is this, right? Actually, I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna drop that on the podcast. I ain't dropping that right now. I don't need to drop that right now. I'm gonna jump on the podcast. If I drop right now, you're not gonna tune in to the podcast when I gotta give you a little bit more. So we good. Hey, Desmond, that's a good question. Do we think we need to throw the ball downfield to be successful against better teams? The way they're playing right now, I do think so. Obviously, we do a good job with the short to intermediate passing attack that really keeps us on schedule. But I think when we do face some of these tougher teams, and we saw it a little bit last week against Baltimore, I liked how we were challenging their DBs downfield. Now, granted, we didn't have as much success, but I do think you're going to have to create some of those field flipping splash plays, regardless of if it's through completion or through a penalty. as long as you can find different ways to flip the field, I think that's going to be what we really need to do going forward. And unless we can get this running game established, I still feel you have to find ways to get it established. But if you can't, short to intermediate passing attack, and then take shots downfield to either get a completion or draw a penalty. And then from there, you just roll with it. Play great on defense, great in the special teams area, and you'll be fine. Hey, Nathan, Deke is at his house, I believe. Actually, we'll find out in the morning. Yeah, but I know he couldn't make it tonight. Man, we got this wacky schedule ever since last week when they kept, well, actually the past 2 weeks when they moved the game from Thanksgiving to Sunday, then from Sunday to Tuesday, then from Tuesday to Wednesday. Man, them moving the game that much, it threw off everything. So yeah, we gonna get back on page though, man. We can get it right. Shout out to Deontay right there, right? That's the thing, man. When you get a player like Deontay, man, he's young, but he is so electric with the ball. Sometimes you have to just slow him down at the initial part and just remind him of the fundamentals. See the ball home first, and then worry about making a guy miss. Right now, because he's so fast, he's so ready to make that next guy miss. He's not doing the fundamental thing right in terms of just seeing it home every time. See the ball in your hands, tuck it, put it away every time. Now go to work. What up, Douglas? What up? What up? Hey, Brian. So, Derek White, he was in early. I know, doing the goal line sequence where we ended up getting stopped. He was out there a couple of times for that. But honestly, man, we don't really use him like that in between the 20s. But that's more so because of the passing attack that we have. We're able to just spread the ball out and go more that way. But I think he could also help out in his run game. But we know when fullbacks come on the field, they draw a ton of attention. Tristan, how much do I spend on shoes? Yeah, so when it comes to shoes, that is definitely my guilty pleasure right there, man. Yeah, it's pretty bad. I don't even want to count up how much I've. It's a lot, a lot. But I will say this though, I was endorsed by Nike, so a good amount of shoes did come free through the endorsement. But it's still a lot that I spent on those shoes. I can't help it. I love shoes. Some people love cars. Some people are into jewelry. For me, I literally got one watch, one necklace, one bracelet. Other than that, I'm good. I don't like that type of stuff, man. I got one car that I drive. Wife has another car. But shoes, you can't have enough shoes. You can't. You got to have multiple. I feel like for every T-shirt, you need a shoe to go with. And then you need shoes to go with multiple shirts. So you got to have just multiple shoes. That's how I always look at it. Fundamentals, right? Just talked about it. Fundamentals. Honestly, man, those type of things, man, it's frustrating because they're very routine, very mundane at times. But we can just see when you have a little bit less detail of your work, how that type of stuff pops up. All right, shout out. Did y'all see me hold it that time? I didn't make a face. Y'all would have never known that play just happened because I made it look like nothing happened. But that was dope right there, man. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, man. Fam HD was good. Was good. Steelers have 6. That's a good question. In terms of did Ebron have drop problems in Indy? Yes, he did. I forgot which year it was, but one of them I think he had double-digit drops or was close to leading in drops. He does have a little bit of ball security issues, but ultimately, man, they've never been, I guess, crazily alarmed because of how productive he is after the catch and how productive he is in the red zone. But I would just love to see him just continue to focus on the fundamental element of it. That's is very routine. And that's why you see him be frustrated after the fact because can Ebron catch? Without a doubt. If you put him on a jug machine, he'll catch 100 of them easily. But that's when you're focusing solely on that. In the game, sometimes it gets a little bit different. We're not making excuses for him, but in the game, it's so much that's going on that it is easy to forget about the routine. And that's why you always have to be so cognizant of it to remind yourself, look and see the ball home, see the ball home, see the ball home every time. And that's how you kind of get away from having to deal with the 50-50 hands right now, or the lapses and stuff like that on some of these passes. All right, y'all seen it now. Shout out to Claypool, man. Let's go. You see that right here? You see, I held it. I held it in. Now, if I didn't hold it long enough, I'm gonna make sure I hold it extra long next time. All right. Because that's the worst part, right? When you get somebody's broadcasts ahead of yours, man, sometimes, like I said, I do these with the Steelers, and we'll be doing them, and it's actually through Zoom. So you can already imagine, like, I can see everybody's camera, and we're cooking. And literally somebody in a different box is seeing it 20 seconds before me, and they're over here going crazy. And I'm just like, I don't like that feeling. Don't do that to me. Don't do that. So I'm going to be very respectful of y'all in that same scenario, all right? Because that's what a good person does, you know? That's how you got to do it. Oh, is that baby bro in the building? Shout out to my little brother Kelvin Moats in the building. That's my dog. Oh, baby. All right, so my little brother Kelvin just asked, who has impressed you more this year, Chase Claypool or Justin Jefferson from Minnesota? Man, both of those guys have been going crazy. And I mean, for me, it's more so flavor in terms of, do you want the guy who's creating the big time downfield splash plays that we're seeing with Claypool, right? In terms of some of the passing interference he's drawn. We've seen how they've used them with some of the reverses and in the run game and stuff like that. He's an exciting player compared to Justin Jefferson, who I think is a little bit more polished as a receiver right now. And obviously, he doesn't have to battle with so many people for the ball either. I mean, with him just being across from Adam Thielen, he's able to get so much more. But for me, honestly, right now, I'm leaning more Justin Jefferson. I just think, man, he is taking off. And like I said, he does have more of an opportunity, but dude, it is hard not to get excited watching him, man. He is so electric with the ball, and I love his celebrations also. But we see Chase, man. Chase is doing crazy things. It's put it like this. Those, to me, are the top two receivers in this class. So the fact that we have one of them as it stands today, I think is huge. Hey, yeah, EC, man, that's crazy too about the game not being shown everywhere. So when they first announced that the game was going to be Monday, I fully was under the expectation that it was going to be like a Monday night prime time. Everybody can see it. I didn't know they were going to only treat it as like a regional broadcast. That's crazy. I mean, it's the Steelers for crying out loud. I mean, what are we talking about here, baby? We are national, baby. Come on. We know this. It's crazy. Hey, Dark Realms. Let's see who else is Captain Spartan. I'm getting this poker face right. All right. I got y'all. Is that G? Is that my little son, man? He popping up in the building too, man. Put some clothes on. Kids walk around the house, no shirt, like he run the place. This is crazy. Crazy. He ain't got no hair on his chest yet. Helping there, my other daughter, Ava. Okay. Josh, where did I grow up? Man, I grew up in the 757 area of Virginia. So down by Virginia Beach, actually in Norfolk, Portsmouth area. Same place as Mike Vick, Cam Chancellor, Percy Harvin, for all the old, like the Hoopers out there. You got Alonzo Mourning, Allen Iverson, all those guys in that same area. That's the area I'm from. She hates Ace. What's good? All right, let's go, Matt. Right, man. Let me see you go 2 for 2 tonight, baby. I need you to hit that. Hey, shout out Eli. Shout out to Hampton, man. Absolutely, baby. 757 the crib. Hampton Coliseum. Love Hampton, man. All love out there. All money out there. Hey, Juanito. Man, I don't know why VA has all the best athletes. I feel like, man, you can find some really good talented people everywhere, man, but it's something about VA, man, for it to be that small, like the Tirewood area in particular. It is a ton of guys that come from there. We always joke and say it's something in the water. But Plaxico Burris, he's another guy that was from the 757 also, man. Very productive. Everybody knows Bruce Smith as well. Everybody from right in that same area. A good amount of guys, man, come from that area and not only playing the NFL, but NBA, MLB, Olympics. It's crazy. What's up? My children scared to walk by there. They say, Dad, you working? I see the camera on. Ralph Jones, shout out to Hampton. All right. Samantha P-Town in the house. Okay. Yes, Peter. Same area as Coach Tom and Coach T is from Newport News. I'm, like I said, Norfolk, Portsmouth area. We're literally 5 minutes from each other. We call it the 7 cities because literally everything kind of overlaps, man. You could drive 5-10 minutes right, you're gonna be in 2-3 cities. Drive 5-10 minutes left, you're gonna be in 2-3 other cities, man. It's crazy, man, but love it. That's the hometown, baby. And shout out to the kicker, man. Matt Wright, man, with another good field goal. Y'all saw the poker face that time, too. Yeah, talk about my poker face. I got a good poker face. Hey, fam HD, shout out to you being behind enemy lines in Cleveland. Whew. I'll pray for you, baby. I'm telling you, you're my favorite person in Cleveland now that LeBron's gone, so don't worry about it. Travis, 757 boys, yes indeed. Hey, Eli, shout out to the question too. What star rank was I in high school? Man, I ain't have a rank in high school. It was crazy. The disrespect. It was very disrespectful, man. I said, man, I had double-digit scholarship offers to various 1A, 1AA universities, but I did not have a single star. It was crazy, man. But honestly, I think that helped motivate me because from then on, when I went to JMU and seeing other guys who were 2 and 3 star guys, this guy's the best guy in his state and stuff like that, it just made me want to prove every day that they were absolutely wrong, that I was the best player on this team. And it like I said, it just fueled me and it helped me out in a big time way. So shout out to the no star boys out here. All right, y'all probably saw the original one right now, right? Everybody seeing it? Great play, but get the ball, man. Recover the ball. Come on. Jeez. It's not enough to just strip the ball. You got to recover the ball as well. All right. Yes, TJ, that's what we put on you. That's your expectation. You can't just strip the ball. You have to strip it, recover it. And if you don't get at least 20 yards on the return, I'm questioning your athletic ability. I don't care. Yes, TJ, I said it. Yes. TJ, wow. Let's go. Hmm. Oh man, all right. Hey, shout out to Richard McKinney out here in the Great Plains of Edmond, Oklahoma. Wow. So I'm not gonna lie to you, I have never heard of Edmond, Oklahoma. So the fact that you're from there, you're tuning in right now, man, that's big time, baby. I appreciate you. I'm not gonna lie, man. That's one of the like things that I really enjoy when we get to just, and this is another reason why I always ask like where you're checking in from, where you're watching the game from. Me being from the 757, man, a lot of times you as a kid growing up, you can't really see outside of your area. And to be here now with this platform and just to hear, man, I'm watching from Australia, I'm watching from Oklahoma, I'm watching from this place. It's always like, dang, this is dope right here to just be connected with so many people from so many different places. Ah, okay, so just north of OKC. I like it. California got the 909. What part, man? Wifey from the Bay. You know, so since she's from San Fran, I'm an honorary San Fran member as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm an honorary Bay member. Shout out to In and Out. All right, we got Fort Riley, Kansas in the building. I like it. Yes, indeed. Canada in the building, Boston, Du Bois, PA, Louisville. I like that. Aurora, Colorado. Shout out. Oh yeah, for the 412 area in the building. I like to check in. I like to check in. We got some Germany, Vegas. What was that? New Jersey. Oh yeah. Now we talking. Vegas in the building. Naptown 317. Okay, shout out. I see you, South Carolina. Yeah. B More, Portland, Oregon. Johnstown. Man, shout out to Johnstown, man. Got some peoples out there, man. Love Johnstown. It's a cool little place. Ooh, Laguna Beach, man. You probably got that great weather out there. Hey, Mark, shout out to the Florida too, man. Jameson in the 315. Yeah. Little Athens, North Korea. Wow. Okay. Baton Rouge, shout out to the boot. Yeah. Tulsa, Dallas. I love that, man. When you talk about Steeler Nation, man, it's Steeler Nation for a reason, man. We are everywhere, worldwide. I love that, man. I love it. The 804, okay, Richmond, that's all I ain't tripping. Corpus Christi, yeah, 412. I see my 412 people. Yeah, Mississippi, Iowa, Seven Springs. Hey, you know, funny thing, I said I'm gonna go check out Seven Springs, man. And I don't ski, I don't snowboard. I'm not a real big heights guy, but I said I gotta go check it out because it's so close. Mm-hmm. All right, Wyatt, my favorite place to play besides Pittsburgh. Well, I'll put besides Pittsburgh and Buffalo because for me, those are always 1 and 2. But honestly, man, I love playing in Baltimore. Baltimore and Kansas City are always awesome because number one, their atmospheres are great. Kansas City's atmosphere is just like Pittsburgh, is just like Buffalo. Like the fans there are crazy. They tailgate hard. Excuse me, and they're active the whole game. Man, that was a really good play. Oh man. But they're just really active. They're really loud. And then in Baltimore, you know, just because of how nasty the rivalry is, you'll be, you know, about to get introduced for the warm-ups. And man, you got people in there just talking crazy to you. You can just feel that energy. I mean, you walk around the stadium, the staff look at you funky. You're like, oh yeah, I don't like y'all either. So for me, that's why those two are my places, man. Baltimore and Kansas City. I love to play there. Hey, Calvin, shout out to P-Town in the building. Yes, indeed. And Cal McKay, Maryland vibes. Okay. Yeah, man. My pops used to stay up in Maryland for a little while. We were over in Waldorf. Absolutely. He used to teach at Lackey High School. Yes, indeed. My Maryland folks. Hey, Cal, you right, man. Ben is about to have one of the 300-yard games, and they better put the respect on his name the same way they talk about Mahomes. We saw the Chiefs struggling. Make sure y'all put some respect on Seven name, all right? We not playing no games. Let's go. Hey, Ryan, shout out to VA, 2 up, 2 down. You know what it is. Exactly. That's a good question. So Zach just asked, should the Steelers draft Najee Harris, or do you think he's better than Etienne? Honestly, man, I love Etienne's game. He is really good, not only as a runner, but as a receiver out the backfield. We know the type of speed he plays with. Whereas with Najee, I'm always a little bit nervous with the Alabama backs. Now, granted, when it comes to Ingram and Derrick Henry, they've been able to kind of, and also Jacobs, I guess they've had a nice little run with those three guys in terms of breaking that. But a lot of times, man, those type of guys, they come in and they've already been broken up a little bit. So it makes me a little bit hesitant on Najee, whereas Etienne, man, I feel like he's one of those guys you really can't miss with. He's fast, elusive. He protects it in terms of a pass pro. I think he's a really complete player, man. Really, really complete. Josiah 724, baby. I see you, Pittsburgh, in the building. Yes, indeed. Hey, Andrew, man, I didn't even think of that. You know what? I got y'all next time. I'm gonna make sure I have a little spot like that, man. And we'll, in terms of donating in the chat, man, we'll make sure we have something, for a nonprofit next time we do this thing. But shoot, since we on commercial, also, man, we're gonna have some merchandise dropping soon, man. We have some men's and women's t-shirts, not only Don't Cross the Most stuff, but for the podcast as well, man. It's gonna be awesome. Some hoodies coming out as well. Some coffee mugs for all my coffee drinkers out there, or the ones who like to just look really important with nothing in there. We're gonna have some stuff for y'all as well, man. And that's gonna all be available on the YouTube channel also, man. So like I said, man, once we get that up and it's ready to drop, we're definitely gonna let you know. It's gonna be a blast, man. I'm super excited, though, man. We got some really cool stuff in the works. So just stay tuned, man. We just getting started, baby. You gotta think this is our our second year of doing this, man. But obviously it kind of got thrown off with the with COVID and stuff like that, man. But we're just getting started. We got a ton that we're gonna be doing. Y'all liking this? Are y'all liking this vibe right here, man? The live chat, little watch party. If y'all digging it, man, let me know. Cause I'm having a blast. I don't know about y'all, but I'm having a blast. All right. I'm a little hot because my wife had the fireplace on. I got my hat on in the house. It gets a little warm, but I'm not taking it off. You can't take the hat off. If I take the hat off and the team loses, what would I look like? How can I face y'all the rest of the season? I'm not gonna be that guy. Sweating off. You see it? Sweat. It doesn't matter. Hat stays on. Oh man, my bench PR. Eli. So let's see. The last time I maxed out benching wise, I stopped at 465. This would have probably been my third year in the NFL. And after that, it was just more so I had a coach tell me, are you trying to be a bodybuilder or are you trying to be a football player? And he strongly encouraged me to never go more than anything that I couldn't rep for 3 times. So that's why we stopped at 465. But I still feel I could have got more. No. Debo would always get me in the end. Trust me. I've tried. Me and Debo. I mean, obviously being teammates for 4 years, been friends. He's a guy I've always looked up to, in terms of just his work ethic. But yeah, throughout the 4 years, and trust me, I remember I was young when I came to Pittsburgh compared to him. He was already retired and came back. Every time I've tried him in the weight room, it ends badly. I mean, I've almost injured myself. Actually, I have injured myself trying to lift more weights than him before. I've given up on it. I said Debo is just different. I don't know where they made Debo at, but Debo is different, man. Yeah. Man, I've seen this dude tricep 200-300 pounds. I'm like, how are you doing that? Like, how? Like, that is not normal. Who we got? All right. All right. Shout out. Okay. I'm glad y'all liking it there, man. Since y'all liking it, we could definitely keep vibing like this, man. Yeah, this is fun right here. Hey, Mr. Buckets, I appreciate you, man. In terms of saying I should have more than 16,000 subscribers. Just think about this though. We weren't even posting and really heavy on the YouTube platform this time last year. So for me, I look at it like, man, we've been able to do a great job thus far in terms of the support that y'all have given me, and it's going to just continue to grow. I'm just excited. We're just scratching the surface, baby. I feel like, man, once we get back to like normal, we're able to do a lot more content. Man, even more people will get hip to the situation. But y'all just ahead of the curve, so it's all good. Y'all get all the parts early on. I need my dog Joe to be back, baby. Come on, Jody. Jump, man. Okay. Hey, Ralph, you're right. I do need my tie. You said I keep drinking my drink, and now I'm almost out. Hey, Damon, shout out, man. I appreciate you, man. I love my hat also, baby. This is my baby right here. Hey, Dark Man, how do I stay so calm in games like this? Because, man, when you've been a part of these games, like me watching it, this is easy. But being a part of these games, being a part of some of these critical moments where you have to make a stop, where you have to execute, you just become so numb to feelings right now when you're in these type of scenarios. You're never thinking of, man, am I going to make a mistake? Am I going to forget this, or am I going to get beat right here? You're always thinking of, man, I can't wait to make this play. I'm going to make this play. We're going to get off the field right now. I got us, or my brother has us. And ultimately, man, that's why I stay so calm as a player. And then even now, retired watching the game, man, because my mind's the same thing. I'm like, all right, we got Vince out here. Vince gonna make a play. Okay, if not Vince, then Minka got us. I know TJ bringing heat off the edge, and don't forget the OG Cam in the middle, always making plays. And that's just kind of how I always think about it. Sometimes too confident, but either way, man, that's just how it goes. But I'm surprised how physical this game has been. We're seeing a lot of guys really, just look like they're lingering a little bit, man. And the reason I'm surprised because at least with Washington, they've been off since Thanksgiving. But it just looks like they're a little bit banged up. We're getting banged up a little bit, obviously dinged up here and there, man. But as long as we can avoid any big injuries, I think we'll still be fine. Now, be interested to see what happens with Spillane, man. I would love to hear, what's going on with him. Mm. Hey, HTK the kid for real. Shout out to you tuning in, man. Good question too in terms of asking, do I think James Conner is enough long term, or do we need more depth? I feel like James, when healthy, man, he can be a premier back in his league. We've seen flashes of that when healthy. The biggest issue is the health element of it. Now, if he can stay healthy and we can not protect, but we can get some movement up front, then I do think that he can be the guy. Now, when I say long term, I'm not saying you break the bank for him. I do think that he would need to take something that's under market value to stay in Pittsburgh, because obviously when you have Benny Snell and Anthony McFarland in the wings, you don't want to pay him, because with running backs, I mean, you typically every 3 to 4 years you're able to find a new one. So I wouldn't pay him, crazy, but I do think if he'll take a team-friendly deal, that he could definitely be here and be very productive. I mean, as odd as it sounds, he will make more money leaving, but I think his career will be better if he stays, if that makes sense. And yes, y'all have seen by now. Y'all saw once again, right? I was playing poker. I was absolutely heated right there that Logan Thomas just caught that touchdown, because, yeah, when you see guys that open, typically it's a blown coverage. I don't like blown coverages. When you talk about as a defense, man, some of the things that would get you killed is missed tackles and mental errors. And that right there, man, you cannot have that type of stuff, especially against a team like this. Everything they've gotten so far has been very self-inflicted. When you play a team that's fundamentally sound like Washington, you can't continue to have these type of lapses. You have to work in concert in all three phases. And we just saw a little bit of a phase right there with those last two possessions where we didn't really do anything offensively like we would like. And now we get this right here. They're able to capitalize on the middle area on the back end. And now we're sitting here at a tie ball game versus a team that we should honestly be up 2 scores on right now. That's the frustrating part, but that's why you have to always execute. You cannot allow yourself to play down to your competition or become bored with the routine stuff. We talk about some of the catches and stuff like that, some of the drops we've seen. That's the type of stuff. You can't have that. Hey, Richard, man, I appreciate you for liking the personality in the hat, man. Yes, indeed. Man, I just love football, though. That's the thing. I love football, and I love being able to talk with people that are like me, people that love the game of football, the game that, I mean, has changed so many of our lives for a positive way. Anytime we're able to get something like that, to bring us all together, all the different backgrounds, the different nationalities, the different locations where we're watching the game from or living at, anytime we're able to get together for something like that, it's an awesome feeling, man. MF, shout out, man. Hey, I'm glad that you're tuning in during the commercial breaks. We making sure that I don't say anything ahead of time because I feel like my broadcast a little bit fast. So I don't say anything when it's going on. I play dumb, and then after the replay is done, then I get my reaction. I've had to elevate my poker face game tonight. Y'all challenged me, but I'm giving it to you good today. Oh man, Ryan, my favorite JMU teammate. You trying to get me in trouble, man? Come on now, baby. So I guess my favorite JMU teammate, I will say, dude, this is tough because man, it's tough. I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna go with my dog, Kevin Winston. He was an All-American there, defensive end. And the reason I say him is, as a true freshman, when I got there, he really took me under his wing, showed me the ropes, showed me how to practice at the collegiate level. Kept me humble because I mean, you come in and I'm thinking I'm hot stuff because doing my recruiting, they told me they was gonna rename the stadium after me. That's what they told me. So my mindset was totally different. Then you get there and it's like, whoa. But Kevin, he did a really good job of just keeping me on track and not allowing the success that I had early on to go to my head. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey, Adrian, that's a good question. Why have Claypool if we aren't going to use him? Honestly, that is one of the things that frustrates me a little bit because he is so talented. I would love for them to really highlight him so much more. But when you look at the targets per game, typically Juju and Deontay dominated. More so Deontay. Deontay, I feel like every game he's been healthy, he's had double-digit targets. I mean, that's the type of guy that he is, and ultimately Ben is. I mean, he's one of Ben's favorite targets. And then obviously Juju and Ben have a really good relationship from an on-field standpoint. But yeah, man, I would love for them to use Claypool a lot more because he's so dynamic. He is a matchup nightmare. You talk about big speed. That is the scariest thing to defend against. I don't mind playing against a big guy, but you get a big guy that's fast. Now you got to worry about so much more. And he is great in terms of catching in a combat close quarter situation. But we're about to see surgery right here, man, because this is what Seven does. We know when it gets crunch time, man, he's a master surgeon in these type of situations, baby. All right, Shaman '05 line. Hey, brother Moats, what do we need to draft, or what do we need more draft attention to, quarterback or running back? For me, I'm going to go running back solely because we don't know what the James Conner situation is going to be. If James goes through free agency, then you're going to potentially want to bring in somebody with a little bit higher pedigree, maybe in the draft. Obviously, we spent fourth round picks these past 2 years on running backs. So if you're confident with Benny Snell and McFarland carrying the load potentially next year, you can go that route. But if James does leave, I wouldn't be surprised if they took a running back earlier in the draft. I don't think you need quarterback right now. I think they're still confident in Ben. Ben, everything that he's been saying is that he still wants to play and he's feeling good. So I think you're still at least good with him for another year, at minimum, another year. So I don't think you need to go quarterback right now. Now, obviously, that could change if, I mean, You get something crazy happen. Trevor Lawrence sitting there. You like, all right, bro. I'm not gonna not take him. You know what I'm saying? But that's different. If he's not on the board, we're not worried about that. Hey, Manuel, Mark, you already know, man. It's 5 wide time, man. You know what this is, man. Let my man Ben just play backyard football. We know this is what he does. All right. He just give a little theatrics, right? Because if he come out here and do it from the start, we're not gonna want to watch because he's gonna blow everybody out. Let's make it a little dragged out. Now we get the theatrics. This will help the MVP campaign too, so we're good. Lazy bunny. I'm sorry you're getting sick of the shallow crossing routes, but honestly, because we can't run the ball efficiently right now, this is what you have to resort to. You got to go shallow crosses, you got to go screens, now passes to essentially become the substitute for the run game. So if we can get the running game back going and it's consistent, then we won't have to worry about this. But right now, this is kind of what we got to go with. Oh man. Hey, James Bradshaw, we're not sure right now with Spillane. I haven't had a chance to get on social media to look in terms of or like Twitter and stuff to see if like what they're saying right now, initial diagnosis, but I mean it's gotta be pretty serious since he hasn't come back in just yet. It'd be interesting to hear once they get like x-rays and stuff like that, done MRIs done, man, then we'll have some stuff confirmed. But I still haven't seen a good shot of what happened either. Like he just like jumped up, landed, and like Vince kind of bumped into his leg. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. A young, I think it's young Whitey. Do I think that the the big media people will still give us crap after this game? I mean, you know how it goes, man. Haters are gonna hate, and if you don't have people down you, man, they say you're not popping, right? But I look at this game very similar to how the Chiefs played the Broncos last night. You can look at it and spin it however you want to spin it. You can say, well, they played down to their competition and they struggled, or you can spin it where, all right, they got the Broncos' best shot and they were able to capitalize at the end to win the game. And it could be a similar situation right here. We could say, well, hey, man, they're playing their second game, you know, in X amount of days. It's a tough Washington football team with a lot to play for. They're, you know, still kind of banged up, but they're finding ways to get the job done. You can go that route. And that's the route that I'm feeling, honestly, man. The fact that they're still competing like this, man, and marching outfield in scoring range, about to take the lead late in the game. To me, that's impressive. Whereas some people will try to spin it the other way. Oh, man, they're playing down to Washington. Man, this is bad. You got to be better than that. And I just think, man, in the NFL, it's hard to win. In Washington, like I said, they don't have the top tier talent like us in Pittsburgh, but they are a good football team. What Ron Rivera has been able to do with those guys and how he's been able to get them to play for him, man, that's the reason why they've been in so many close games on top of that. They're probably one or two pieces away from really being legit contenders in the NFC East in terms of winning that division consistently. But yeah, man, I think they're a really good team, man. Just not great. Like I feel like when we talk about Pittsburgh, Kansas City, that's like the great category. That's the all right, they're legit contender category. Whereas with Washington, they'll be a good team, but they're not a long-term contender team. I'm gonna eat a piece of candy. That's what I'm gonna do. And by the time I'm eating this candy, I'll share my reaction. All right, y'all seen it. Man, come on. This is crazy, baby. I mean, I understand the matchup. Anytime you get McFarland out there on a linebacker, obviously Bostic used to play here. But come on, man. It's 4th and 1. I would love something under center. I'm quarterback sneak, depending on how far it was. I'm more old fashioned. I like to just attack and go downhill when it's super short yardage like that, man. But you can't live in your fears. And that is the truth. You cannot live in your fears. If it works, man, we're over here high-fiving and we're going crazy about it. But I still feel like you got to come down with that ball, baby. You got to make the catch somehow, some way. Oh, got to catch it, man. All right, so I think y'all might have heard that update. They just said that Joe Hayden concussion-like symptoms right now, man. So doubt he's gonna be able to return. But man, hope he's good. But Justin Lane's been playing well though, and we've seen this from Justin when he got the opportunity versus Jacksonville as well. He's a guy, man. You think about last year, he wasn't even getting a helmet, and now he's out here in some critical situations, man, and really having to step up. But we're confident in Justin, man. It's the reason why they drafted him. What that would have been what 2 years ago now? 2 years ago in the second round, man. So let's see him come out here and really show what he can do. But so far this year, he's been playing well. Every opportunity he's gotten, he's played well. Hey, Captain Spartan, in terms of why so much zone, it could be a couple of things, honestly. Obviously, we know we're a little bit banged up on the back end. We knew coming into the game, no Steven Nelson. Obviously, Joe Hayden has been out as well. So if they don't feel as confident when you start going down the line, matchup for matchup, in terms of Cam Sutton, Justin Lane, Mike Hilton against some of these guys, that could be an Antonio Brooks as well. That could, or excuse me, Antoine Brooks. That could be another reason why we're seeing a little bit more zone coverage, man. Because you're not really going to confuse Alex Smith. That's the thing at this stage in his career. At this stage in his career, you don't really confuse Alex. But I think that's the biggest part, man. When you start leaving these guys one-on-one on islands and you don't have your top tier guys, it can definitely be a little bit of issue. All right, y'all see the face. Yes, I'm mad. That right there. I mean, it was great throw, great catch. Cam was in good position, but still, that's what you run into a little bit when you go with some of the man-to-man stuff right now. You put these guys on the island. That's the only thing, man. But honestly, this is how Washington plays, man. They are always in these games because they don't beat themselves. They don't turn the ball over a lot. They don't have a lot of penalties. So it's gonna be interesting, though, man. I mean, because right now we're sitting at 2 timeouts. We still have still got the 2-minute warning. Now, knowing Alex Smith, they are not going to allow. They're not going to put him in harm's way. So I'm not necessarily worried about them being too aggressive right here. Now, I think depending on what happens on this play, if they can get it to 3rd and short potentially, or if they get a first down, I definitely see them trying to be aggressive. But right now, man, then we got to get this stop, man. Get them off. Get the 4th down. Force the field goal. We're good. We still got plenty of time. Then when 7 gets the ball, just get that man 30 seconds and we're good. Uh-huh. Good play. Hey, Andrew. Hey, you right. If we lose, Deke is definitely going to try to put it on me. But it's all good because I'm not taking this by myself. For everybody that was on this chat with me, we all responsible. But I ain't tripping because it's not on us, man. It's not. And I still feel like we're gonna be fine, honestly. In fact, we got him the 3rd down right here. We're good. This is what you want, though. Want to leave it on the defense, and then ultimately, once they force his field goal or we get his turnover, now from there, now you got 7 going on there and do what he does. Captain Spartan, don't be nervous. We don't need to be nervous, man. We got this. Hey, Hey, Trevor, if the game doesn't give you a heart attack, was it even a game? Come on now, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, let's go. If the game don't make you have a heart attack, you're not watching the game. All right. You'll see. Let's go, man. I need confidence. I need belief. We don't know fear. Listen, when I got here in 2014, we were in a team meeting. It was a close game we had just got out of. Coach Tom is going on and on and on about, close games, guys getting nervous, people blinking. Told me, cut your eyelids off. He said, we don't blink, cut your eyelids off. So since 2014, I haven't had eyelids, baby. They've been gone, all right? We don't get nervous. We do not blink. We just ball. That's it. Okay? That's all we do. We just ball. And that's a big time stop by Edmonds. I waited so long to hold that in. So long. It hurt my heart. But that was big time, man. I love that right there. That's what you need to see right there, baby. Mm-hmm. Erasmus, I died twice. Come on, baby. Hey, it's so funny thing, man. My wife, she's the same way. She gets super nervous watching the games. Like, it was way worse when I was playing. But even now, man, we watching the game together. She'll be over here, ANC biting the nails. I'm over here just chilling like, oh, we got this, baby. Don't trip. This is how we want it. Oh, man. Hey, Aaron, come on, man. You got to start liking these games. We got juju and we got good juju. So either way, we're fine. All right, we're fine. All right, Marissa, we're sitting at 20-17. We're down by 3 points with 2 minutes and 4 seconds in the fourth quarter right now, all right? But we're getting the ball back. We're about to get the ball. Bro, I'm different. You're over there dying. Oh, man, that's funny, baby. Hey, James Bradshaw, who do I think is the hardest hitter? You're going with Tuitt. Trust me, man. I'm not opposed to that. I say, well, now that Bud's down for the year, I'll go with Tuitt as well. At first, I was going to say Bud. Man, seeing that hit, I don't know if y'all remember. This would have been 2016, playing the Miami Dolphins wild card playoffs in Pittsburgh. Man, he hit Matt Moore, and I literally thought Matt Moore died. Like, for a second, my heart was like, is he dead? Granted, he was alive, and granted, he only missed one play. I still don't know how that whole thing played out, but that was one of the hardest hits I had ever seen in my life. And then the other person I saw make a hard hit like that was also that 2016 season, but we're playing in Cleveland. And Tuitt hits, I think it might have been Austin Davis as the quarterback. And literally, man, he hit him so hard. Like, it was crazy. I'm like running a picture of freeze frame where them two are like parallel and I'm kind of in the back. And I was like, this is nuts, man. Oh, man. All right. Have y'all seen it yet? I just waited. I waited. I waited. No, I didn't miss it. I just saw it. I was trying to wait. And unfortunately, it was John Bostic too, man. The former Steeler to make that play. I know he's feeling good. Good play by Montez Sweat, though, man. Tipping the pass. That's something that we've been seeing a lot this year as well. And that isn't, I know people have asked, is that on Ben and his release? It is not, man. When you're talking about guys at the line of scrimmage batting out passes, that's on O-lineman, man. O-lineman, if it's quick game, you have to find, especially on the edge, your tackle position, You have to find ways to get the defender's hands down. So that's why typically if it's quick game or it passes like a screen or wide receiver screen and things like that, you see offensive alignment to the front side, they cut or at least fake like they'll cut because that's going to ultimately keep the the D lineman's hands down. And another thing that they could do, man, when you see a defender putting his hands up in the air like that, or if he's about to jump, you just try to chuck him really hard and try to push him off balance. And some of the stuff, man, it just happens fluky. Like the timing with it and stuff like that, man. Yeah. Hey, Eduardo. I think I said, yeah, I said it right. Eduardo. Yeah, I said it right. Eduardo Fernandez. Hey, I know Deke gonna get on us, but it's all good. Trust me, man. It is not on us. We are good. We're good. Mm-hmm. Hey, JR, you're right though, man. That's gonna be questioned a lot this up and coming week or after the game, man. In terms of that 4th and 1, taking the wheel route to Anthony McFarland. It's one of those things though, man. When you're talking about playing the game, you play to win. You know, you'll never, especially as a competitor, you'll never second guess a guy or you'll never fault a guy for trying to win. I'd rather you play to win than play not to lose because that's when you see guys get tight and stuff like that. But ultimately, I mean, we just got to – I feel like we definitely got to get more balanced offensively. I think that has hurt us a little bit in this game, not being able to sustain some of these drives in the second half. And we also – this is something that we've talked about in previous episodes. If we're not completing these downfield passes and we don't get the pass interferences, it really doesn't work for us. That's the problem with the offense right now. If we're consistently completing downfield passes, we're consistently drawing the DPIs, then we're able to overcome some of the inefficiencies right now offensively. But right now, man, it just hasn't been the case, man. I mean, but that's just fluky right there, man. The tip pass is fluky. And like I said, man, good job by Bostic, though, man, breaking on it and getting there to it. Hey, Josiah, you get a sore throat yelling at the stairs. Trust me, man. You can't yell. Well, actually, yeah, sometimes you gotta yell. Sometimes you gotta yell, but just make sure you're hydrated. All right, give you something warm to drink, so that way you're not hurting you. I don't want you straining yourself. All right, it's a long journey, and we're gonna need you. I mean, based on the time right now, we're still going to get the ball. It's probably going to be about a little under 30 seconds, probably. So we still gonna have a shot, though. Still have a shot. Hey, Billionaire Bo, that's a good question in terms of can this team win a Super Bowl without a running game? I don't think they can. I think they are definitely going to have to get the running game established somehow, some way. Even last year with Kansas City, people act as if it was only Mahomes, but in that Super Bowl, when you really watched it and looked back on it, Damian Wilson, he did a great job in terms of just keeping them rolling, keeping them on schedule and actually in the game up until the fourth, where Mahomes obviously took over. And that's why people were debating if Damian should have got MVP for the Super Bowl, man. So I definitely think you're going to have to find a running game somehow, some way, whether it's committee, whether it's when James and Pouncey and the guys come back, but somehow, some way, you got to figure that thing out. Yeah, so JR, no timeouts for Pittsburgh. We're going to have about 16, 17 seconds left. So if you're ready for the dramatics, if you're ready for the theatrics, baby, let's get after it. But yeah, man, the field goal, that's kicking the field goal or going for it on 4th and 1. That's going to be questioned not only then, but also the first time around. Remember, we got stopped on the goal line on 4th down as well. So those are going to be the two most questioned or most talked about sequences right there. You talk about not getting points on 4th and 1 at the goal line, and that happened last week as well, but the difference was we got the pick six right afterwards, so we kind of forget about the struggles in the red zone and on the goal line. But then also when you talk about 4th and 1 in field goal range in a tie ball game, that scenario where you got to kick that field goal or at least consider it. But it's how it is sometimes, you know? They about to set themselves up. Come on now. Let's get this block returned to the house real quick. All right. That's 17 seconds too long for 7. Let's get it. So first off, you're going to have to kick it off all the way. That benefits us because we know with Ray, we're either going to get a touchback or he's going to at least give us something explosive in the return game. So that's going to put them in a bind. And then from there, man, just 7 operates. We know how good 7 is when he's able to call it from the line of scrimmage, especially in a hurry-up situation like this will be. So let's make it happen, baby. Let's make it happen. Hey, Hunter, I got you. Listen, if anything crazy happens and we end up scoring, I will not wait, okay? I will not give you the poker face. I will let everybody know the good news. All right? Hey, Arturo, come on, Arturo, baby. Listen, Arturo, I'm Arturo, you're Arturo. But what you mean, thanks Washington sincerely a Seahawks fan because we can't play them? Look. I'm glad that you're a Seahawks fan and you tuned in and everything. But, man, we don't need no Washington positivity over here, baby. Come on now. Oh, man. Hey, JR, in terms of the defense really missing Bud, I do agree. I do think that even though Alex Highsmith has been playing well, I feel like there hasn't been that hostile environment that we're always talking about. We saw it last week, even with Bud, even though he wasn't getting a ton of sacks necessarily, you can just see the pressure that he could generate off the edge consistently winning. With Alex, this is his first start. So it might take a little bit of time for him to just become more accustomed to that. This also the most snaps that he's played as a professional as well. So it's going to take it's like I said, it's going to take some adjusting and stuff like that, man. But I think long-term he's going to be fine. But yeah, they definitely missed him as it stands for this game right here, man, because the pressure wasn't like we're accustomed to seeing. And then also we got to remember too, man, we've had multiple guys go down. We obviously lost Spillane in the game. Joe's been out, and then Steven didn't even dress. So those are 3 critical members of this defense, not even talking about Bud, who makes 4 guys essentially in 1 to 2 games, man. That is very tough to overcome. On the fly, especially. Andy V, what's all this Dolphin love, man? Come on now. Don't do that. No, it's all love, Andy. Shout out to you for tuning in. Oh, man. All right. Okay. Oh, man. That's crazy right there. Very, very frustrating. Definitely not the outcome that we wanted, man, but definitely a ton to build on, a ton to learn on, man. And if we had to drop one, let's be real about it. We'd rather drop it now than come playoffs. I feel like it's going to be a humbling experience, man, something that they're going to be able to learn from and ultimately grow from, man. But super, super frustrating right now, man. But major shout out to everyone that tuned in tonight, man. I hope you all enjoyed it. I had an absolute blast, man. We're going to have to do this again in the future. Like I said, man, we got another platform we're potentially working on doing some stuff like this on. If not, though, man, we definitely going to have to bring it back, man. So if y'all enjoyed it, I enjoyed it. They said it sucks that we didn't get that dub tonight, but we're going to bounce back, baby. So you already know what we got to do, man. Make sure y'all tune in. I'm going to post another video real quick with the reactions and stuff from there, man, you already know. Put your comments, your questions in there for the podcast tomorrow, and after that, we'll make it happen. But major love, man. Appreciate all y'all again, man. This was a blast. All right, so see you next time, baby. Peace.